Hi, I'm back. I'm Jill, Copycat Crafts by Jill, and we're going to pick up where we left off. Well, not really, because I've already taped 20 minutes and then my phone shut off. So everything I've done in the last 20 minutes, we just lost. So I'm going to start over again. So the first thing is, I did check the digitals that I bought were definitely 12 by 12. I do not have a 12 by 12 printer capable. So I did buy the wrong papers. They have the same exact paper in the normal size 11 by 8.5. So that is the one I linked on my last video in the description box. So just be sure if you're buying this kit, or it's not a kit, it's just papers. If you're buying these papers, that you are buying the 8.5 by 11 and not the 12 by 12, because they will not print out even close to the right size. Okay, with that being said, I jumped ahead a little bit, and I inked and I measured and I cut, and so that you wouldn't have to be bored and watch all that. Then I started working and lost what I had. So unfortunately, I just cut this and stuck in this piece of transparency that I printed on. I did link, let me put some white under it. I did link this printable transparency on one of my last videos. Not last, but a couple back. I just bought it on Amazon. I think it was like 10 bucks for 30 pieces. And I do like it. I do like it. There's a bunch of different brands. So just, if you're interested, just look up printable transparency and you will find it. And I did put that in and then lost. Here's the piece I cut out, and I cut it out with a straight edge, and I didn't do that great of a job. But it is what it is. I can live with it, and I do have a piece here that I cut out to back it. So I wanted the back to be white because my transparency paper, what I printed on, was actually kind of yellowy. So I didn't want to put, if I put something yellowy behind it, that you can see. Let's see. I just thought you could see it better if I put white behind it. So I'm sticking with that because I already have it measured and inked. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to glue this down on top. So I'm going to spin this around. And I am so sorry that I lost that footage. Oh, yes. Yep. I guess that's what happens not only when you are doing it late at night, but just when you're using your phone, not a camera. Because my phone fills up and then it just turns it off on me. And I know there you can mesh them together in my settings, which I actually have had to do in the past. However, when my phone is this full, it won't even allow me to do that, because then I'm saving even more. I had to really get tough a little bit and erase and delete some stuff. So now it's really late. Okay, so just want to put this here, and I wanted a little bit of time to move it around, but I didn't need it. Oh yeah, I did. Oh yes, I did. Go. All right, let's flip it over, push it down. Did I get a scratch on there? All right, so now we have that done. Also, whoops, I made this. Right now it's just the flap. I'm not entirely sure what I plan to do with that, but I wanted 2 pockets, which I made for over here. How did I do that? That is made out of 1 sheet. Here's the same exact sheet that I made it out of. And what I did was I put it on my scoreboard, and I scored about 1/4 inch. Then I scored 1/8 of an inch because I wanted this tiny bit of a spine type thing. Tiny. You don't have to do that. I just did. Once I had my 2 score marks, I flipped it over and I glued this down to my last score mark. So I had 2 score marks after I glued it here. Flattened it out so it looked like this with the score marks on the outside. Then I cut it where I wanted it. I wanted it like that, so I cut it, and then I used my circle punch to put a little notch in there. Then I wanted this one to open on the side, so I glued the bottom and glued the top and put my notch in on the side. So now I will have a top pocket and a side pocket out of 1 piece of paper. So where can I put that? So I'm going to just glue that down here and here, and then you will see that, but you won't see it for long because I do have a back to put over it all. So you won't see those hinges. Okay, I'm just not sure when I want to glue this on because I want to make sure I have everything that I want to glue down glued down first. So I am going to glue these down, and I just want to see, do I want them just a hair apart? I think I do, but I have to fit them in so they will fit in like that. All right, I'm going to turn it sideways. And get my glue on it. Okay. Please excuse my head if I get it in the way. And I want to just make sure that I'm not in the way of that. I want to open it and just make sure that it's making good contact. And there is that flap. Again, it has that little bit of spine. Okay, just want to again check. Okay, now we'll do this one. And okay, now where do we want this one? Whoop, close to the top. Yep. But whoop, come down here. Yes, come down a little bit. or in a little bit, I should say. Come in a little bit. Just okay. So now we have flap. Okay. Like I said, that will fit over. So we're excited about that. All right, now I also wanted a pocket over here. And this was actually just a scrap, or at least a cutoff, that I put in a gusset all the way around. A very small gusset. I don't need it huge. I just wanted it a little roomy. And as you're cutting pieces, you will end up with lots of little pieces, little scraps. And that's what I'm using. So you just pick a scrap that you like. And then this piece I wanted to go probably something like this. So that means I have to glue the inside of this onto this wherever I want it on here. So that's what I'm going to do first. And this won't be going anywhere once it all gets glued down for sure. So, and I said I wanted it maybe right around here. Yep. Okay. Okay, now that will flap open. And I made a little triangle corner tuck spot. So I'm just going to glue around the bottom, down the bottom, around, and up the side, and then leave those 3 sides open. So I'm going to do that. And again, this is the folio that's going to go into our cover. If you made your cover that we first made before we started on the folio. So once we have all these pieces glued in, while the glue is really gluing and settling and drying, I'm going to pull that the cover over. Okay, now I don't want mine right up against the edge. I'm just going to leave it a little, just a hair away from the edge. Okay. But I think it's nicer when I don't have to spend so much time inking and you get stuck watching me spend so much time inking. So, okay. Got a little over glue there. A little seepage. Okay. So now we're going to glue this down. Originally I was going to have this a little bit more box-like, and I put in a little bit of a spine on each side. But then I realized because of how it's closing, I didn't want it to be boxy. I just wanted it to be a little roomy, but not boxy. So, okay. All right, we're just going to let that go. I may put in Again, before I glue the bottom down, I may want to put in some more flap. I don't know. This is the bottom. I did not glue it down yet. But when we do it, we'll look like that. I want to put a pocket or something on that. And oh, I do have a pocket that I had made to put on this. So while we're going to let everything dry, we might as well get that glued on. I don't know why my glue keeps seeping out, but it is. And again, I am just going to put this like this, so it will look like that. I'm not going to use this. I'll use our glitter glue for that. We hold the side that we don't want glue. And put it on the other 3 sides. Okay. All right. There we go with that. That, and that. All right, we're just going to set this aside for now because I want to show you on this. Now, all I did was I wanted to reinforce the score marks and the joints. So I got my washi tape. This I just bought on Amazon. It came with like 3 others. There was like 4 in the set. And I put it on all the score lines. Now, I will get paper over these, so it doesn't matter if they're a little wonky. That's fine. Also, this is white, so I did take my dauber and just ink them up. And I put it on the inside as well. So, the only thing I did do was this side was twice as long. There was a whole nother little piece here. And my papers, which I planned to put on here, were not quite long enough. Let me show you. One of these, which is 8 inches, would not have covered all the way over. So I had to cut that off because it literally was a tiny bit, but I can't have that. Can't have that. So I had to cut that off. So I already picked my papers that I want. I picked and then I wrote on them. So this is for the inside and this is for the inside. And this is for the inside. Now for this, I just took a piece of thin cardstock and glued a piece of paper, a cut off from this piece, and that will go on the inside. And the reason I wanted that a little extra is because we're going to be putting eyelets through here. And so I just wanted that little bit extra. And then on the outside of it is going to be this piece. And this piece will get put on here. So whatever your spine is, you want to measure in between your score lines. Right up to it, but in between. Then you want to cut this piece about 1/4 inch longer on both ends. Because once you glue this down, we're going to fold those 2 ends over. Then this will get glued on top and cover those ends. So that's the plan. I wasn't sure if I wanted to put tape on these yet. I still can't make up my mind. I don't know why. I put them on the outside, one piece, but I just can't make up my mind. So also I'm going to do one piece this way, one sheet this way. I believe are these. Okay, this is for the back. This is for the front. So I can decide. I think I decided I wanted it to be about right up to the score line. Not, yes, right up to score line. But I want it to hang over. I already cut it to size. I want it to hang over all the way around. Again, because when I flip it over, I'm going to fold these in. Fold those in. Then right here, I'm just going to put tiny little slits at an angle. You'll see what I mean, and we will get to it. So I can either put that one there or this one. They're both cut the same. And I didn't cut the back ones to fit in yet, so something about this one I like. So I think I'm going to glue this down first. So let's get our glue. Yep. I have to write everything down as I'm doing the pieces. And I didn't ink those because they're going to get folded over the side. So, but I did ink this, but I still will have to ink the very top. Why is it coming out so slow? We do not know. Okay. All right. Yep, I want the ticket on the bottom. I want as much of this ticket down here as I can show. Scooch it over here. Make sure everything bends. Yes, okay. Yep, just a hair. Okay. Again, this is the part that gets folded in. That will get covered. Okay. Then this piece will go on here and cover all that. So I think that will be fine. And the reason I'm doing the outside first is because when I fold the outside around, and it will fold around, then when I do the inside, I didn't cut these yet. I can cut them small enough to go over the cut edges that I folded in. So again, I was just gonna put this on. I can decide, I can trim the edge after we have this on. So that's what I'm going to do. Again, I don't have to glue all the way up, but I do have to glue all the way to this side edge. how far I have to glue, but just playing it by ear. Again, I will link the papers. I will link the channel that sort of inspired this one, which was Shabby Soul, I believe. And to be honest, I'm trying to think. Hers might have been a Christmas one, but I'm not entirely sure. Because, okay. Just work all that out. And I don't necessarily want to bend it until it's dry because it has the 2 score marks. And so I don't necessarily want to bend that. I can bend this. Oh, wait. Yes, I did it upside down. Okay. Did that upside down. So now I gotta try and get my glue in here, which I get glue everywhere, so that should not be too big of a challenge. For sure. Okay. Nothing. It's nothing. Any over glue, we will use our glue eraser. Okay, I think I'm going to I always end up cutting them too much of an angle. Get rid of that. Fold that in. There we go. Whoop, yep, now we'll do, before I do that, I do want to cut these angles in. I should be able to, should I? I'll wait. I think it should be fine if I don't cut them. It's a look I don't really like if I can see it after I put my inside papers. If I can see that V cut, I don't like that. But we'll see. Okay. There we go. I really won't need this set. I use that when I'm inking, so I really don't need that. Put this on. Okay. Now we will pull it down. Just hold it a couple seconds, give it a again, I don't want to bend it. Yep, there it is. Give it a good brush over, and you can kind of hear the glue grabbing. So that's always good. Okay, now we have this one, which goes this way, and we're doing the same. Just gonna let a little bit of that stick out like that. Yep, so try not to be frugal with the glue here. Try to make sure that there's enough. Stick it down. Okay. Give it that much. Whoop. Okay. Miter the sides, or corners, I should say. I could have trimmed this, but to be honest, you know, it doesn't harm anything. It really doesn't harm anything hanging, being that long. When I fold it in, it's not. So why cut it off and throw it away when it's certainly not going to harm anything. If anything, make the paper, the cardstock, the hair more sturdy. Okay. Pull that in. Okay. It's kind of funny when you see how fast it can really start coming together. Somehow in our heads, between overthinking it and goodness and who knows what all, we end up making a much bigger deal out of it, and sometimes it's just a matter of getting started. Now, I went through a whole spiel in the first video that ended up getting cut off. So now I'm not sure if I broached the subject again or if I did not. If I did, I'm sorry. Don't want to be a broken recorder, but I had gotten quite a few messages, private messages, reaching out to me about me doing the kits that I bought for folios, and how helpful it was to quite a few people. I was kind of surprised, and I got a few comments, very nice comments, how helpful it was to a few. And it made me think that perhaps that is something I could do once a week, along with and over and above my normal. I wouldn't be taking the place of, it would just be adding an extra video. and continue kind of doing making folios or projects from kits, and doing that maybe once a week. That way the people who don't want to go out and buy all kinds of paper and, don't want to have to go through all this to do a, I don't want to bend that, so I'm not bending the edges. Don't want to go through it and design stuff, and that's not where their joy is. Their joy is being able to print something out, a kit, and then putting it together. And I was just surprised how many people were appreciative that I put that folio together, both of them, and how it helped them out, because they had bought the folios as well and enjoyed those videos. So I need to know, and really, other than my comment section, I have no way of knowing. I don't want to purchase a bunch of kits and put out videos that no one's interested in seeing. So give a yay, nay, no way, great, and I'll take it from there. And that's all I'm asking. Give a little vote on it, and then I'll know. And if so, I can add that type of video in between these type project types. Okay, well, I don't want to glue on the inside until I can make all the creases, and I may even put them back on my scoreboard once it's dry, and put them back on the scoreboard and rescore. I might, just so that soften up those fibers so that they're not ripping when I bend them in. But I'd like to let that all dry, and I've let all this dry. I think that's this isn't quite done yet. I still have something I want to do over here. Didn't make up my mind. I'm not too sure. I definitely want to do something up here. That is done, other than decorating or stamping. I may even, I definitely want to do something with this, and I may add something here or there or somewhere before I glue this down. So we're just gonna let all this dry overnight. I think we made a dent in it. All right, well, have any questions, you know where to find me. In the meantime, be creative, keep crafting, and hugs.